Ya, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, good morning everyone.
Morning, sir.
How are you today?
I'm fine, sir. How about you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine too. Okay, before we start our lesson, please remember the pray.
Okay, sir. So, guys, before we start our lesson, let's start by saying Bismillah.
Okay, I will check your attendance first.
Yes, sir.
Syahiwan Badri,
Yes, sir.
Reski Akbar,
Yes, sir.
Sonia Gentia.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know about short story, guys?
A little bit, sir.
What is short story like?
This one is sir.
Yes. That's right. Okay. So, the short story. Okay, I will explain you about the short story. Short story is a brief work of fiction that typically focuses on a single incident, character, or theme. It is designed to be read in one sitting and easily emphasize a concise narrative, limiting characters, and individual plot. Unlike novels, short stories aims to deliver a powerful impression or insight with beauty and clarity. Okay, to make sure you are understanding, Ibar, please repeat what is short story?
I think such is a story that just focuses on a single incident, character, or dancer.
Yes, good. Badri, please repeat Badri.
Okay, sir. Sorry is a brief work of fiction that typically focuses on single incident, character, or time.
Nice Badri. Okay. Thank you for your listening. And today we will read a short story, and the title is A Piece of Yellow Soap by Frank Samantha. This story shows how something simple like a piece of soap can represent a personal struggle and power. So let's read the story together, and I will read the log.
It is a word.
Wait a minute.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I will read it aloud and please follow along on your paper. Listen to how I pronounce each word.
Okay, sir.
Okay? Okay. Can you see the no?
So why out of the yellow, sir?
Because the yellow.
I couldn't see.
I'm not gay, sir.
Okay, please repeat after me.
Okay,
You
sir.
will make us blind, sir.
Only repeat after me, okay?
Okay, sir.
A piece of yellow soap.
A piece of yellow salt.
Frank Ferguson.
Frank
Ferguson.
Okay, maybe I only read it for you. Please don't repeat after me.
Okay, sir.
She is dead now. The woman who used to hold a great piece of yellow washing soap in her hands as she stood at her kitchen door. I was a young man in those days. the woman all appealed to the firm I work for. And each Saturday, I was expected to collect a sum that would pay for the week's meal and pay something of the amount overdue. Well, I never collected anything at all. It was because of the piece of yellow soap. I shall never forget those Saturday mornings. The woman had two acquaintances over me. She used to stand at the rope at the top of the steps, and I used to stand at the bottom. And she always scared of holding a piece of yellow soap. We used to argue. I would always thought of by being very firm. Either my living depend on my getting money or the people I serve. But out of this woman, I never got a penny. The more I argued, the thicker the woman would curl her fingers on the slope, and her fingers just out of the WhatsApp were always ruthless and sharpened. I knew what they must have felt like to her. I didn't like getting my own fingers worthless and sharpened. My eyes would get fixed on her fingers and soft, and after a few minutes, I would lose power to look the woman in the face. I would mumble something to myself and take myself out. I have often wondered whether the woman knew anything about the power her piece of yellow soap had over me, whether she used it as effectively on other treatment as she used it on me. I can't help feeling that she didn't know. Sometimes I used to pass her along the street on working hours. She acknowledged me only by starting at me, her eyes like a piece of rock. She had a way of feeling inside her handbag as best to, and I always had the curious feeling that she tried the piece of soap. It was her talisman for the work to get around her a circle through which the more distant harshness of the world could never penetrate. Well, she is dead now. The woman, if she has passed into heaven, I can't help wondering whether she passed in holding to a piece of yellow washing soap. I'm not sure that I believe in heaven or God myself, but if God is a person of sensibility, I don't doubt that he looked at the piece of yellow washing soap. He felt us of himself. Okay. Okay, guys, and now, please let's discuss about the new vocabulary that we get from the short story that I read before. Okay, but what vocabulary did you get?
Sir, I couldn't see.
Agree, please. What vocabulary did you get?
Peace.
What peace means agree?
Damai, sir.
Huh?
Damai.
Peace.
Peace agree.
Potongan.
Yes, potongan. Iwan, please, Iwan.
Yellow, sir.
Why is yellow?
Kuning, sir.
Yes, right. Sonia, what vocabulary did you get?
Soap.
What is soap, Sonia?
Sabun.
Yes, soap means sabun. Okay, next.
Dead, sir.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, and now you can do the assignment. Unit 3. Please, Sonia and Iqbal, make a group and Badri solo.
Okay, sir. It's not fair, sir. I don't want it.
Don't worry, Badri.
I don't need your yakin Badri.
Okay, sir.
Please, make the short story elements like a plot, characters, conflict, and name. And please do in this paper. Sonia and Badri, please do your best.
I do nothing, sir.
You are.
Sonia and Iqbal.
Sonia. Sonia do other things, sir. I just watch.
Okay. If you have difficult to write, Sonia,
Badri sitting, sir.
then Badri, don't cheat Badri. Okay, sir.
Guys.
I want to ask a teacher.
What Badri?
Why you find the yapping, sir? Why you doing?
Okay. Okay, time's up, guys. Now, Iqbal, please present your assignment.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Only number one, sir. You solo.
Badri, group 2 ya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 1. We will tell the articles about our analysis. The first is them, formlessness, poverty, and symbolic resistance. The story explores how something as simple as a piece of yellow soap can symbolize resistance, pride, and silent horror. It highlights psychological struggle, the burden of debt, and the emotional toll of poverty. The characters, the narrator has a middleman or middleman. The man whose job is to collect the payment for milk, but he is continually intimidated and emotionally disturbed by the woman with the yellow sock. With traits, hesitant, emotionally sensitive, submissive. And then second character is the woman with the yellow sock, a pure woman who never fight her will, despite her physical condition. She holds a strong psychological presence with the symbolic use of the sock. For the traits, for silent, emotionally burdened, possible aware of her psychological power. For the setting, place, family at the woman's house, especially her kitchen door and front steps. The story also represents the same verdict, occasionally passing corner. For the time, Saturday morning in the past. For the social setting, the working class or lower income environment with economic hardship averting interaction between service worker and customer. For the plot, the first is orientation. The narrator recalled and now the woman always had a piece of the yellow soap at her door. Complication, the narrator tries to call payment but is emotionally defeated by woman's fault, silent prison, and the soap in her hand. For the climax, the narrator becomes fixated on the soap and the woman's toothless finger, ultimately losing the courage to insist on payment. For the resolution, after her death, the narrator reflects on her enduring power and imagined that even God might feel a sign for allowing such person.
Okay, for the next is point of view. First person narration, the story is told from the narrator's point of view, providing a personal and introspective tone that reveals his inner thoughts and emotional responses. And six, style and language, like simple, direct language with deep emotional undertone, rich in symbolism, and especially the yellow flock representing dignity, resistance, and psychological strength. The tone is reflective, melancholic, and at times philosophical. For moral and say, even ordinary objects can hold their symbolic power of individuals. Poverty can force people to adopt silent forms of resistance and dignity. Society, and perhaps even God, might be blind to the quiet suffering of their marginalized, and that is a cause for reflection and shame. It's all from Master. Thank you.
Okay, big applause to the Good. But he is
Okay, I'm alone here, so I will present my task. Okay, first, then, overbiasness, poverty, and symbolic resistance. The story explores how something as simple as a piece of yellow soap can symbolize resistance, pride, and silent power. Highlights by some psychological struggle, the burden of debt, and emotional tone poverty. Second, characters. The narrator or the milkman, a man whose job is to collect weekly payments for milk, but he is continually intimidated and emotionally surrounded by the woman with the yellow sock. Traits. Hesitant, emotionally sensitive, submissive. The woman with the yellow sock, a poor man who never pays her milk bill despite her fragile physical condition. She holds a strong psychological presence through the symbolic use of the sock. Thus, Prop silent, emotionally guarded, possibly aware of her psychological power. Setting. Place. Primarily at the woman's house, specifically her kitchen door and front steps. The story also references the street where they socially pass each other. Time. Saturday mornings in the past, or the concept in flashback. Social settings. A working class or lower income environment with economic hardship, effective interactions with service, workers, and customers. Okay, maybe this all for me.
Okay, okay, guys, and now you all understand about the short story and the elements of the short story. And for your individual task, you will read a short story. It's for your homework, and you will read short story about what do you want.
Okay, sir.
And to summarize today, today we explore a powerful short story about dignity and quiet resistance. A simple object like a yellow sock and can hold great emotional weight. Literature helps us understand what human emotional better. And I think that's all for our class today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wow.